daily PSA. Woo-wee! This year has been like one shitty year in K-pop. One thing after another. You know, we got, if you know who Go Young Wook is, he was in Birth of the Family with Infinite A Pink. And he was also in a group called Wura, and he was in High Kick 3. He's a cute guy. He's also one of the hosts on We Got Married. And he's an animal lover and stuff. He's a pretty good guy. Recently, this motherfucker is in trouble, fucking around with some underage girls, sexual assault, all that shit. He admits to the sex, but not to the assault. Y'all, 2 more people done came up and said something, so he is in some shit right now, and this is not good. I actually like this guy. I always thought he was pretty cute, funny, but right now it's not any cute. All these sexual assault cases and these companies and stuff, you know, right now authorities are going to these entertainment companies, checking up and stuff and following up, because there is a price to fame, and some of these CEOs want some of these young girls to show some skin, pop some dicks up in their mouths, you know, want some of these guys to bust some nuts on some faces. So the shit's real. So don't think that all this K-pop shit is all cutesy and fun and shit. It's not. I mean, whew. These kids have a rough time, and you know what's going on with this is crazy. That shit with T-ara on that magazine cover. Well, you know, everybody was like, they're like, oh, they could see her little tunchi up in there and shit, and folks was going crazy about it. That was a mess. I say that T-ara should be punished from her company because she looked uncomfortable in the skirt and the dress in the first place, and she shouldn't have her legs open. Usually with these girls wearing these little ass skirts, when they go on the show, they either have a pillow on their lap or they have a blanket on their lap out of respect so nobody can see between their legs. The legs is all open, whole showing and shit. She shouldn't have had the fucking dress on in the first place, so I think her company needs to reprimand her for it. I don't think her fucking company needs to sue them because shit's not gonna happen. Anyway, Japanese adult film star, pretty girl, Sora, is going to make her Korean K-pop debut. Now, this is going to be some shit when it hits the fan. First of all, it's like a train wreck. You can't stop looking at it because it's just like fucked up, but you can't stop looking at it. I think she's a beautiful young lady. She did the shit, it surpassed whatever. But you know some motherfuckers, some netizens, are going to go off and be like, this is disgusting, this is nasty, whatsoever. They're going to go off on it. And I cannot wait to see the results of this. This is going to be truly an amazing thing. Also, in other news, Tech fucking broke his arm wrestling with other motherfucking members from 2 PM. Nick Coon was involved in this. You know them steroids he's taking. Fuck y'all. Y'all think I'm crazy for saying this. Nick Coons was on steroids. His head don't matches with his body. That's it. Now, the black Noona will speak. There are some things in K-pop I don't like. And this segment is called Favoritism. Favoritism in K-pop, you see it. And mostly it's in one company, SM Entertainment. SM Town has favoritism just like crazy. And let me give you an example. EXO-K. Every fucking teaser was Kai this, Kai that, Kai this, Kai that, Kai this, Kai that, Kai this, Kai that. And I'm just like, for real? Where are the other motherfuckers at? Okay. His dad's moves was kicking, but I bet his singing ain't on point. Everybody's screaming for Kai. I don't give a shit about Kai. I like to see the other members. That's why I like EXO-M. I like them better. Because they all get to shine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like just, SM always picks that one little person out of everybody else. And Kai is the little twink so far. Noona from, excuse me, Noona from Girls' Generation. Everybody loves Noona. Noona makes the most money out of everybody. Everybody loves Noona. You know? Loves Noona and Yuri. Okay? The fucking like stick Hyunin in the back as usual. Hyunin, Sunny, and Sooyoung are always the one getting the shitty deals, and it pisses me off. I love Hyunin. That's the dancing queen. I'm so glad she finally got her time to shine on Dancing with the Stars, because it pissed me off on every video. They just stick her in the back. Everybody's like, she's fugly. That girl is not ugly. Yuna is okay. I don't think Yuna is pretty to me. I'm sorry. I think that Hyunin's pretty and Sooyoung are pretty. You know, Sooyoung doesn't get enough, like, stuff, you know. And I just, you know, you got Jessica. She's not that pretty to me, you know. I mean, it's just, I mean, they're pretty, but Hyunin, I think, is just the prettiest to me. And she's always getting stuck in the back. But Yuna is always the one to get the shiny little diamonds. Super Junior. Who do you see all the time? C1, 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 C1. Or Heechul. Heechul ass is supposed to be in the military doing military work. This motherfucker is playing video games, going shopping, getting his nails and his hair done. He ain't doing shit. You know? And he in the army and he still getting publicity. What the fuck? Okay? I love Super Junior, but goddamn. Henry and Zooyoung from Super Junior M, they don't get nothing. You hardly ever hear from them. Sugman is underrated, and I love Sugman. That's Kimmy's bias. Sugman, he hardly gets anything, really. You know, he was in the movie The President. That series. That was like a long time ago, and he was recently in like a little dating thing with Hyun, but that was it. You know, Sugman doesn't like really get enough attention to me. I'm just like, okay, give him some more. He's a really good singer. It's just like, okay. And it don't make any sense. And then, okay, FX. It's Sully. Sully. Now, Sully gets a lot of attention. Her and Victoria. Okay? And Crystal. But Luna ass can sing. Luna is a soundtrack queen. She's been on a whole bunch of soundtracks, but Amber doesn't get a lot of attention. But when you think of FX, the person you think of the most, FX is who? Amber. Amber is the only reason that people will listen to FX because of her. I love Amber. Okay, she doesn't get a lot of cred. You know, she's always the little one with the boyish charm. You know, I'm just like, okay, there's more stuff to Amber than just her boyish charm. The girl can sing and she can rap and she can dance, and she doesn't get that credibility. And FX says it's so underrated because, I mean, it's been since last year since they came out with Hot Summer, and SM have not pulled nothing out of the ass for these girls since, and it's just bullshit. Trax and Kakanda, they like really don't get enough attention either. It's just like you always see a group that's just like, they always have the one to just like all the time. Another example, 4 Minute, Hyuna and her backup dancers, like Beyonce and Destiny Children. That is it. Hyuna and her backup dancers. Them other chicks don't get shit. Hyuna cannot sing. She can dance. I mean, in the video, Pump the Volume Up, she was feeling on herself for 4 minutes. I do not think that chick is fine at all. And if you sit here and think she is, honey, you need to go and get yourself some Dr. Phil and some Baby Jesus in your life, because that girl ain't cute one bit. Them other girls could sing. This girl can't. And I'm going to say this right now. If that bitch was still in Wonder Girls, Lord have mercy, it would be the Wonder Girls and Hyuna and the Wonder Girls, because that was just, there would have been some fighting in that shit right there. Okay, sister, for that example, Hyun, Bora, Dasum, and Soya. Okay, Dasum is the weakest link. She can sing, but she is the weakest link. Soya is like coming up there. She can really sing, but it's Hyun that makes the group. This girl can sing, you know, and like she really said she doesn't want to solo. She wants to stay there with her group. And I wish that Dasum would just come out like Soya did in fucking like the mini album and bust some notes. But no, she's just sitting there like, get up there, man. When you think of Sister, you think of Horn and you think of Bora. That's it. And that's sad. But I like sister. I like everybody in sister. But I wish Dawson would just like step it up, step it up. When you think of T-ara, you think of Jeon and you think of Yoojong. That's it. You don't think about them other girls. You don't. You kiss. You think of everybody, but mostly you think of Dongho. Let me tell you why you think of Dongho. Dongho has been in more solo activities than everybody else. That's why everybody looks at U-Kiss a lot. But U-Kiss, all individual members, you know, everybody like really likes all of them, so that's cool. But I really wish there was like a whole group where all the individual people would get lots of attention. For example, 2 p.m. Everybody in 2 p.m. There was everybody from 2 p.m. because they all had individual activities. And so everybody's like, okay, cool, good. You know, the thing about JYP, he has, and YG, he has like all of their people doing individual activities, so all of them be known. With SM Entertainment, motherfuckers is just like, it's just favoritism. I don't like that. But I guess that's how, you know, the Korean pop music marketed their music. You see this one person, they're like, yeah! It's pretty fucking sad. In my opinion, I do. But hey, you know, I wish there was a way to do that because I am so sick of seeing Noona and her backup dancers. It is just ridiculous. I mean, that face is just, you know, something a mother would not love. But anyway.